This is 0 to Python day 9. Today we are talking all about writing files again, but not just writing files again. We're actually solving a problem that we kind of created yesterday. Allow me to explain. So when we are writing to a file, the code we wrote yesterday, it works. It definitely works. You can write to a file, you can open it up in a text editor, and that is great. However, there is one problem. Our code will overwrite the text file every time we write to it. So basically, if you had more than one journal entry, like you wrote a journal entry yesterday and then you went and wrote another one today and you saved it, that would overwrite yesterday. So that's not really what we want. What we want is to append to the file, basically add more at the end, as opposed to just overwriting the whole thing every time. So we're going to jump into the code. We are going to make that change, and it should be pretty straightforward. So let's get into it now.
So here's the issue that we're running into. So if you look here at the text that we've currently saved to file, that right now it'll overwrite it. So if I run it again and just say 1-1-1 foo, it will simply overwrite the file. So now the complete contents of the file have changed, and that's not what we want. What we want is every time we create a new journal entry, it is added to the end of the file, basically appended, as opposed to overwriting. So what's going on? Why is this happening? So if you look here, we create our file handle here with my file, and we're running open, and that gives us the file handle to test.txt, and we have this little mode here, and we have W. So what does that mode mean? Well, if you hop over into the Python docs, which I have pulled up here because that makes this tutorial a lot faster, you have this set of modes, and the W character says open for writing, truncating the file first. What that means is it's going to delete the whole file first, and then whatever you put in, that's just going to replace it. So it's going to delete everything and then just add whatever you send to open. That's how that works. So that's pretty cool, but that's not really what we want. What we want is open for writing, appending to the end of the file if it exists. So this is quite a bit better. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to make a crazy difficult change. We're going to change from W to A. That's it. That's the whole change. This should fix it. So let's run that. So let's say date is 2-2-2 and then some random text. All right, so now as you can see, we have 1-1-1 foo, 2-2-2 some random text. So that fixed it, and that is all you really needed to do. So on to the assignment.
All right, your assignment for today is simple as always, maybe more simple than most, and that is basically take the code that you wrote yesterday and change it so that it writes to file in append mode as opposed to just overwriting mode. That'll make it so that you basically solve the problem that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. If you want to go deeper on this, you can actually look at the documentation, and I'll link that below. But look at the documentation, and there are other flags and other things you could play with. And so it might be worth looking at the Python file IO writing flags and see what the different ones are, how you might use them. That's some bonus if you want to do that. That's it for today. I will see you tomorrow.